This video is about how to finance your company during these crisis times when conventional means of financing are just not available. The focus is on health tech companies, clean tech companies, and high tech companies. Those are the ones I'm familiar with. Those are the ones who need financing because even in this time, many of them are growing, and growth companies, by definition, need financing. The financing I'm talking about is meant not just to take your company to the next level, but to make it a world-class company. Now, times of crisis are also times of opportunity. There are fewer competitors. Many companies just give up, especially on financing. Some, hopefully like yours, still thrive. But if you can turn discouragement around, it leads to very positive energy. In fact, an early 20th century economist, Joseph Schumpeter, in his theory of creative destruction, showed that it was during times of crisis when the biggest companies in the world in oil, automobiles, telephone, electricity were formed. They saw the opportunities in crisis and they became world-famous, world-sized giants. The secret of success now, as always, but especially now, is perseverance. You cannot give up. You cannot despair. Remember, Thomas Edison went through 100,000 materials in his laboratory before he came up with the right filament for the original light bulb. You can persevere. You can do it. Now, let me get the negatives out of the way, those that make you seemingly discouraged. The conventional means of financing available for growth-oriented companies during the recent past has been to go public and to do public financing. It's been the cheapest and best means of financing. However, there are no IPOs today, no initial public offerings, or almost none. The few companies that have gone public in the past months have been huge companies like Mead Johnson. PIPEs, private investment in public entity, have just about shut down. Reverse mergers, merging with shell public companies to raise money for the public markets, have just about cut down. Now, there are still people pushing these financing modalities, but mostly with disastrous results. Because if you do take this road, your company becomes public with all the costs and disclosure and not enough money to grow the operations, the key thing you want to grow, and finance being a public company. So what's the answer? What's the solution? The solution is obtaining strategic investment, especially strategic investment from a cross-border strategic investor. Now, what do I mean? What's the definition of a cross-border strategic investor? It is where the investor is a company, not a financing modality, but a company in the same industry as the investee, the company that wants the investment, and the investor and investee are in different countries. They don't compete in the same markets. They compete in different markets. We assume that the investor is a more mature company with cash and needs innovative products. The investee is a smaller company with very innovative products and needs cash to forward those products and grow. The transaction involves a financial investment by the investor in the investee licensing its innovative products to the investee does in licensing of the products, and markets. The investee markets those products in its home country, and sometimes the investee licensing the products of the investor in its home market. This financing and licensing scenario works to form a win-win-win for the investor and the investee. How is it a win for the investee? Many ways. The investee gets money. The investee gets a larger company from another country marketing its products. It gets the validation of having the larger company invest, and it gets help from what is probably a more sophisticated management of the investor company that goes on the investee's board of directors. The win for the investor. It gets innovative products to market in addition to its more mature products that it is marketing. The investment into the investee reinforces the investor's own investment. You make your own investment better. How? Its investment is worth more automatically because the investor has increased the investee's sales by selling the investee's innovative products in a country the investee might not even think about marketing. 2, the investor's investment validates the smaller, innovative investee's products by the very investment and marketing of the investor. The best case study I have, and with this I want to end, is a large Chinese generic pharmaceutical company investing in a small, innovative Israeli pharmaceutical company whose forte was reformulating generic medicines. It came out that the Chinese company was thereby able to get what sounds like an oxymoron: proprietary or patented generic medicines. Medicines that were marketed in China, but in this case, in a much better formulated form, making an innovative product in an otherwise crowded Chinese generics market. Please look on my website. I have an outline of this process in the About page. And call me at 1-917-653-5423 or email me at howard.david.sterling@gmail.com if you would have any questions, comments, or like to participate in this process as an investee or an investor. Thank you.